Hello everybody, welcome into another video. As you'll see, we're in a little bit of a different spot. I thought this video is going to be something different, so may as well switch up the angle a little bit. This is typically where I sit every day if I'm just watching TV. This is my favourite seat. I love it. For those of you that might ask, because I do tend to get a few questions on it, this is a Togo sofa. But anyway, hello, welcome into another video. I'm using my phone for a microphone. I'm sorry if that's distracting, but yeah, I just wanted to still give you good audio and I couldn't really be bothered bringing all my mics and stuff in. So we're just using my phone for audio. Hopefully it doesn't fuck up. We're here because the Met Gala just happened. Now, I did do a video last year, so I thought, why not? Let's make this a little recurring thing. You guys seemed to like it last year. It actually did really well, that video, better than I expected. So I was like, why not? I tend to tune into the Met Gala stuff every year anyway. Like, I really do care about the Met Gala. I love to just like give my opinions on the looks, even though I know nothing, right? So first and foremost, before we even get into the looks, because we are going to go through every single one, I might not show them all, but I will be going through them all. Let's preface this by saying I know nothing. This is not me trying to tell people how to dress. This is just me speaking about what I enjoy and what I don't. It's all opinion-based, so if you like a look that I don't like, then I'm so happy for you. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to dress, okay? But yeah, I'm a fashion nobody. I don't pretend to know anything. So I guess with all that said, let's get into the looks. Essentially, the theme was to do with a kind of a tribute to Karl Lagerfeld, who has now sadly passed away. From what I understand, he didn't have a signature style, because I've done a little bit of research this morning just to try and understand what the theme was, so then I'm not coming into this dragging looks that essentially hit the theme really well. Do you know what I mean? But from what I understand, he didn't have a signature style. He was kind of known for being a little bit controversial in like a lot of his opinions, but I guess we're looking the other way apparently. He's best known for like helping Chanel out, I think. Like, I think he really brought Chanel back to life and kind of made it what we now know it as, or helped with that anyway. And yeah, I saw an article online that was essentially just saying that like he's not one to look back on past things to try and draw inspiration from that. He's very much like focus on the present, whilst also trying to create the future. So trying to read into this, I'm kind of expecting maybe some futuristic, maybe some pushing of the boundaries, hopefully some fun stuff, because from what I remember last year was not the best. We had some great ones, but we also had a lot of misses last year. So hopefully, I'm hoping we're going to get something good. I've literally not been on social media at all this morning. It's currently 9:30 in the morning. I've literally woken up, had breakfast. So I've not seen any, but yeah. So, first and foremost, we have A$AP Rocky in Gucci and Rihanna in Valentino. Now, Rihanna's obviously preggers also. So we've kind of got to take that into consideration. A$AP actually is pushing the boundaries a little bit in terms of men's fashion, which is nice to see, because I don't want to see any plain black suits. I don't want to see it. Now, I don't tend to love jeans on the carpet, but these jeans are quite cool. And, I mean, the jeans aren't like the focal point. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just a bit more of an accessory. I do actually quite like his look. I think it's actually quite well done. And I like the mismatch of, like, more casual with literally, like, a blazer and tie. I do think that's kind of cool. Rihanna's outfit, I mean, she's known for doing fun shit. This is definitely fun. I actually think it's a really cool silhouette. I'm not fond of shades either, usually. I don't think we really need sunglasses on the Met Gala carpet, but who am I to judge? I'm gonna be marking these out of 10. I don't really know what to give these. I'm not like overwhelmed by it, but I think they both look cool, and I think they match quite well. Because wait, maybe they almost are trying to go for like maybe a play on the wedding vibes, because he's like in a black suit and tie on the top half, which kind of gives like your traditional wedding, and she's obviously in white. So maybe they are trying to do like this twist on maybe a typical bridal look. So actually taking that into consideration, I think I'll give them like an 8.5, an 8, something like that. I don't want to go too crazy with the scores straight out the gates, because who knows, I might get some crazy ones and then I'm kind of stuck then, aren't I, with what to do. Oh, my band's just snapped. You bastard. Kendall motherfucking Jenner, she said, let me get my legs out. Let me get my pins out. I absolutely live for this. She's actually doing something fun for a change. I feel like a lot of the Jenners and like the Kardashians, they tend to take themselves quite seriously when it comes to like the red carpets and stuff. So it's kind of nice for her to be still doing something pretty glamorous, but something a bit more quirky and a bit more fun. I really like this. I like the quilting underneath the drapes of the sleeves. Like the sleeves are a statement. Love the platform shoe. Now that's really fun. I bet she's so fucking tall in real life. I bet she was hitting on 7 foot there. The face looks beat. The bejeweled collar. I'm all in for it. I really like this. This is maybe one of my favourites I've seen her wear. It's a 9 from me. Okay, Kendall. Okay, so here we go. This is the thing. It says Jared Leto in Karl Lagerfeld. So is this what he was known for? Like just doing crazy shit? Like, I'm not personally one for furries. They're not really my zhuzh. I appreciate there's a whole community out there, so I'm not bashing the furry community by any means. Furries just don't really give me chic. So this is a bit of a miss for me because it's not necessarily fashion either. It's a choice. I think I'm going to give him a 5 because it doesn't really make sense to me, but I might be missing something. Okay, Kim. In Schiaparelli. I'm always going to be a fan of like this like cool cape thing that's just like kind of intended to be a shawl. I'm always going to be a fan of that. I like the beads / pearls maybe, I'm not sure. I'm assuming pearls. I like all that and I love how much we've got. I like the stackedness. Where I'm missing is this midriff. Like it feels weird that there's nothing there. Does that make sense? Like I feel like if we're going to do all this, I understand it maybe was a smart choice because it does show off the waist a bit more and it helps kind of give a bit more of a silhouette if we're talking specifics. But I think there could have been a cool way of doing something else with the midriff that's not just like almost shapewear looking, right? But who knows? Maybe she's wearing skim. Is that what it's called? Skims. That's what it's called, right? Maybe she's wearing skims. Skims on the red carpet. Okay. Oh, I need to give her a mark. I'd say a 6.5. Dua giving period piece. This would have been cool last year in vintage Chanel. I like it. It fits her incredibly. It's just a bit simple for me, and especially considering she's one of the hosts this year, right? It's just a little bit simple in my opinion. I mean, it's beautiful. It's giving like Belle in Beauty and the Beast before she became Belle of the Ball, you know? That's what it's almost giving me, but like a bit more pumped. The tits look great. I love the jewel hair, but like the face, the hair, it's all a bit middle of the road. Ooh, Cardi B. This might be one of my favorites I've seen her in too. I'm almost gathering so far, is Karl maybe like, does he play with formal wear? Because I've been seeing a lot of collars, ties, you know? Is that kind of his zhuzh even? I actually really, really like this. I think the grey hair almost adds to this monochromatic vibe. Do you know what would have been really cool? Now, maybe this would have been pushing the boat out, though. If she went full-on black and white monochromatic, like painted her skin like a greyish colour. Do you know what I mean? Just to try and like really turn down the saturation. That would have been sickening, I think. But other than that, I think it's a really cool gown. We've seen this a few times with like the formal on top and then like a big gown on the bottom. But I think this is a cool twist, and I like the massive roses. I'm not usually a fan of oversized like appliques, but I think this is done quite well because it's essentially in the same texture. God, I feel like I'm really eloquent in this video so far. I watched my last year's one before filming this, and I was kind of just like not really saying much. But yeah, no, I like this for Cardi. Definitely my ooh, wait, she gets a 7.5 from me. Cardi B does. Wait, Florence has shaved her fucking head. Florence Pugh. She's shaved her fucking head. Now, I'll say this. Not too fond of the head thing. Fascinators just don't do it for me. Don't get me wrong, it's quite cool. And I do think it like lifts the look. I think it adds nice height. Like I think without that, she maybe would have looked really short. Especially now that she's shaved her hair also. So I do understand that it does kind of lift the look a bit. Gives it a bit more of a regal feel. But I do love this. Kind of taking away the fascinator. The face card never declines. So if anyone's going to shave the hair off, Florence is going to work it. The face card does never decline. The dress, I think, is cool. And I'm shocked that I'm actually living for the dress because I tend to not live for like this low hip starting of the skirt. That tends to like make a weird kind of silhouette. But on her, it's working. And I think it's because we've got such an interesting shape around the bust. I think that's why it's working. I actually like the contrast of the black and the ivory. Overall, I live. And I mean, like, look at the face, guys. Look at the fucking face. Florence Pugh is an incredible, incredible woman. She's absolutely beautiful. She gets... I'm going to give her an 8.5. And it would be higher if it wasn't for, like, the little fascinator. Just not my vibe. Pedro, oh, he's wearing shorts. He's wearing shorts. He's wearing shorts on the runway. He's wearing shorts on the runway. You know what? If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Daddy Pascal, isn't it? He's giving red. He's giving fun. Don't get me wrong, it's not my favourite look, but I appreciate that he's doing something different. Now, there is going to be points for that because men typically have it easier and aren't expected as much of. So the fact that he chose to give us red and black, a twist on this formal wear, like I said, I'm not living. It's not my favourite, but he does get extra points. So I'm going to give him maybe a 6.5 just because of the colour choice alone, right? And you know what? Wearing shorts on the red carpet, that's a bold statement if you ask me. Now, do you know what would have been really cool to really, like, take this somewhere? Would be, like, I'd make almost the shorts a little bit shorter and do the whole, like, sock suspender situation. Like, do you know, like, when business people wear those underneath the trousers to keep the socks up? I think adding them on would have almost bridged the gap and also given us a bit more of an intricate detail. But who am I to critique Valentino and Pedro, you know? Do your thing, I guess. But yeah, I'll actually give him a 7 because I actually do kind of see a vision here. J-Lo. Now, I think this fascinator works. It's quite elegant. Guys, I also like this. What's going on? This year, people are doing well. This year, people are pulling the finger out the fucking arse. Last year, I feel like people were so unsure of the fucking concept, it seemed, or we almost had some like camp concepts that weren't able to be used the year previous kind of like translate over to last year. But no, this year it feels like everyone kind of had a vision. Well, thus far, right? We're not cracking all the way through yet. We've only done 9. I need to get a move on. But J-Lo, I like this. I like the silk. I like the pink. I think if it was all black, it would have almost been a bit too heavy and almost lent into a bit more of like a fantasy costume vibe, like Maleficent kind of thing. I'm not sure about how chunky the midriff band of black is. I feel like if that was a little bit shorter and the pink started a bit higher, might have been a bit more flattering on the body. But no, I really like it. I think the only thing I'm not really living for is maybe the little neck thing. But that's if I'm being picky. Overall, it's a really beautiful dress. It hits the floor nice. It's not too much where it's like creasing and looking weird. Yeah, it's not overwhelming by any means. Like, she's not pushing the boat out too far. This seems pretty safe for J-Lo. So I think I'll give her a 7. Kylie. See, this also seems a bit simple. The waistline. Compared to last year, this is miles better. This is fun. I like the colour choices. The red with like the lighter blue. I like the shape of this neckline. I like how it kind of like accentuates the bust. But once again, it does seem a little bit safe for her. Which, I mean, I'd rather her do a bit more safe than what she gave us last year. That's just me, right? That's just me. But I think I'll give her a 7 also, because it's pretty, but I'm not wowed. The shoe's fun, though. Ooh, Billie in Gothic Realness. Ooh. I love it. The only thing is, the hair looks a bit flat. I feel like, could we have done something a bit on top of her head just to try and... I'm not sure, actually. No, you know what? I think I live for it. I kind of need more angles. Let me look at more angles of Billie's. Okay, so we've got a long plait going on. Oh, Phineas. We may as well do Phineas while we're here. Phineas doing something different too. They're going very medieval and grunge. And I kind of like it for both of them. I like how they tend to not match, but quietly coordinate, these two. I really like that. I'm assuming they get dressed by the same people, so that does make sense. Yeah, I'm not sure on the hair. I think certain angles it looks good. Certain angles it just looks a bit flat. And I'm not sure what we could have done about that. But the dress is a yes from me. I think she looks really cool and gothic and nice and grungy. Not my favourite from her, though. She's definitely giving me better. But I'd say it's still a strong look. I'm going to give her an 8. Cara, this is fun for her too. Wait, guys, people are kind of pulling through. Because she gave us a bit of an interesting one last year, didn't she? I felt kind of bad because I didn't know when I filmed, but the reason why the paint was like splotchy was because of her psoriasis. She like went around a psoriasis, and I mean, I'm a psoriasis-ridden queen, so I know all about that. This is cool. She does a little bit look like she's just like taken a cloth and just draped it. A little bit, but that's just because of the colour. Not crazy. Bit more safe for her too. Love the hair though. Love the hair. I'm not sure if it's a wig or what, or if this is like her new do. I'm not sure. But the hair, the makeup, everyone's going very like smoky, liner, that kind of thing. Not mad. 7. Doja motherfucking Cat. Looking like a cat. And doing it flawlessly. She looks incredible here. See, this is kind of what I expected, like a futuristic kind of take, a bit of an interesting scope, like an interesting lens on something, like, because she's essentially giving us this, like, incredible, like, beautiful gown. Like, that is fucking gorgeous and expensive and suits her so well. But then we get to the head and it's like, oh, it goes into ears, then she's a cat. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a twist on, like, a beautiful, beautiful look. And she's so good at twisting shit and changing things up and doing something outside the box. This works. And I mean, she's a cat. Doja Cat. Hello, I get it. The tattoos, love it. Didn't know she had tattoos, actually. The face is so well done. The prosthetics, the prosthetic work, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. The thin fucking brow. And just like this dress in general, like it's a statement without being too simple. And then the added layer of it being like this cat fantasy just takes it over the top, which is exactly what I was thinking we were going to get. For me, this is a 10. This is how you do the Met Gala and still look glamorous. If you want to look glamorous, there's ways to do it and still giving us interest. Do you know what I mean? Because I understand, like, some people just want to wear some nice dresses. You know what I mean? Anne Hathaway. Wait, guys. People are coming through. What the fuck? There's not been one that I've despised yet. Anne. Now, she's giving, like, very, like, you know, like the cute little, like, two-piece moments that, like, cute girls wear for, like, business. She's, like, giving us that kind of fantasy. But I love all, like, the gold pins and the pearls to like kind of bridge the gaps. Now this is a way of doing, like, do you know last year when we had like a lot of the caging thing, like Normani's look had caging, Lizzo's had caging. This is kind of a way of doing that kind of thing, like bridging the gaps between things without just doing like bands of the same fabric. This is really cool. She looks incredible. I feel like she's having like a second wave of just like her prime. Like she's really in her prime at the minute, I feel. And like she's giving me life. I wish the gloves, the like sleeves were a little bit more fitted. Little bit. Just because the rest of it really fits her figure really nicely. And like that sleeve is kind of giving me a bit of jip. But other than that, this is another pretty sensational look. The tits, like the floral tits, love them. From what I can see, we've got a really cool silver shoe. I mean, she's doing bits. I'm going to give her a 9. A 9, I like that. Ooh, see, once again, we're all doing a bit of something fun. And this is what the Met Gala should be. The Met Gala should be fun, right? At least. Because the thing is, you've got all these other red carpets to wear these basic dresses. Give us something fun. I love this like high-waisted bodice. I will say this is not my favourite out of all the ones that we've seen. It's quite similar to Kim's. Like, I feel like it's a very nice look. There almost does feel a little bit like something missing. Like, I feel like if we kind of lent into this, like, jeweled thing, like, and added a bit more of that, I don't know, maybe like some sort of cool detail on the leg. Like, imagine this kind of stripped down, like, on these tits, like, that almost is creating the corsetry moment. And if we almost did that, like, down the center of the tights, that could have been really cool. But yeah, no, I do enjoy it. It's not my favorite. I do think there's a little bit missing. The hair, once again, a bit boring, but I'll take it. Compared to her last year's, this has not got a patch on last year's. Nah, she slayed last year. But maybe she just wanted to give the girlies a chance, you know? But anyway, I'm going to give her a 7.5. Ooh, Kristen Stewart in vintage Chanel. I applaud her for doing something different and out the box for a woman. Love it. She's giving us a very natural beat. I like it. It's almost drag king cosplay, and I kind of like that too. Love a little bit of a mesh thing. I will just say the fit of the trousers, not really my judge. But I don't know. Maybe it's because she's got her hands in her pockets. Because I really like the fit of the jacket. Like, the whole top half, I actually really do live for. It's just the fit of the trouser, but that could be down to the like the angle of the photo or whatever. Love the shoe. I think it's cool. And this is different for a woman. I like it. But I am seeing a black and white scheme, very formal wear with a twist. Do you know what I mean? So I am seeing somewhat of a theme, because this is essentially, like, I've come into this not really knowing what to expect. So it's actually quite nice to actually see somewhat of a through line. Sienna Miller. First one I'm not really obsessing over. Don't really like this feather texture. I from what I can see, it doesn't transfer all the way around the dress. Like, the back looks like a completely different material. I feel like she's been smart with placing her arms there, because I imagine it's not really giving her much of a waist. Don't like the jewel down the middle part in. I don't like the length. I understand you want us to see your shoes, but I'm not fond of the length. Yeah, this is the first one where I'm a bit like, wah, wah. I'm going to give her a 4, just because I don't hate it, but it's just not my favourite. Okay, this is definitely a bit more on the boring end. Priyanka definitely looks better than Nick. Nick is essentially giving us what I said I didn't want, which is a black suit and tie. I do like the use of leather, though. I will give him props for that. At least the blazer's leather, okay? Priyanka, I like it. Bit of a simple dress, though, in my opinion. We've got no glitz and glamour really going on. It's a bit more a subtle take, which I don't mind, but it's just not living up to some of the others, you know? I do see, once again, the black and white thing, so I don't mind, and they both look sexy. They both look extremely sexy, and it works. It works, okay? Not the most interesting, but it works. I'm going to say middle down the road. Let's do them a 5, because it's just not exciting me. Paris. Not my favourite. Don't really live for the neck thing, but I'm assuming maybe is that like a Karl Lagerfeld thing, because J-Lo had this neck thing. We've seen a few neck things. It's okay. I'll give him a 6. Olivia. Oh, this is fun. It's almost giving Charlie and the Chocolate Factory vibes. I applaud her for once again doing something different. Do I think it's the most successful? No. And that's potentially because, like, some of the strings are kind of intertwining, which I feel like was the point, to try and give us a bit more visually stimulating stuff. I'm not sure. I don't not like it. It feels a bit more interesting, but still in her wheelhouse. All I'm thinking, though, is, like, if this was red and white, it'd be candy cane. Do you know what I mean? I'll give her a 5.5, mainly because she's done something a little bit different. Like, it's not like a basic dress, you know? She's trying something different. Oh, guys, it's very black and white. This whole thing is very black and white. We've had minimal colour. So I'm gathering that's what Karl was kind of known for, black and white, the house. Oh! Jenna Ortega knew the assignment and didn't mess around. This is kind of similar to Anne Hathaway's in terms of, like, almost the concept and the material kind of used. So they've been dressed by the same people, Olivia and Jenna. Much prefer Jenna's. Oh, the platform shoe, the knee-high sock, the bustle of, like, the skirt, the corset is giving her an incredible waist, the jacket, the almost like distressed texture of the fabric with these like little bits of gold intertwined. I love this. And like, her hair's simple, but I feel like with a look like this, I think that was a smart choice. So I think Miss Jenna's going to get a 9.5, to be honest. Because there's literally nothing I'd change. The makeup's gorgeous. Even down to the detail of having like this cool shirt thing underneath with like the thumbs cut out. That's so fucking cool. The intricate details like that, it just adds to it. Like, because they easily could have just done this like moment in the middle with like the collar and stuff and then not even thought about the hands. But like the whole thing just feels really fucking cool. And I'm loving this whole like holding something. I think that's fucking sickening too. And then they've done this quite well in terms of like silhouette, because the dress is quite bustly and kind of not messy but almost messy. Does that make sense? In like a nice way. So then they've stripped it kind of back with like the plain leg and a pretty basic hairdo. I think they didn't do too much. I love it. I love it. 9.5 for sure. Because she's not Doja Cat, but she's for me she's almost there. Jenny in Chanel. Now this is pretty basic, but this I feel is quite smart for this, like Jenny. She's a K-pop girl. They're known for like doing like a bit more of simplistic stuff, like they don't go crazy. It's still very chic, still fits her incredibly well, still suits her. It's just giving very soft. There's not much to talk about, to be honest. She's just wearing a nice dress and black tights. But I do like it. It's very simplistic though, so I'm going to give her once again kind of middle down the road 5. But I do love Jenny. Oh, okay, Olivia Wilde, giving us something a bit different. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I don't like the cuffs. I think if they were either skin tight or not there, I'd prefer. I almost think if we had something a bit more delicate, like kind of do like the similar kind of thing, but almost like chains or something that shows the skin through it a little bit. It almost is leaning a bit costume for me, this one. I'm going to give her a 4.5. Oh, Viola Davis. I do love her, but this is not it, doll. Oh, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it for me. I'm sorry, Viola. I love you. I love you. Right? Love the hair, love your face, you look gorgeous. The dress is just not it for me, right? It looks like a flamingo threw up on you, and it's stuck in weird places, right? Sorry, Viola, I'm not sure how you say her name. But I do love her, but I am going to have to give this a 2.5. Sorry. No, boring, I'm bored. I don't live for this. I almost think it's not really doing much for her body, and I just almost think it's swallowing her up a little bit. And the hair's beautiful, but not really giving as much. Very classic. I'm sure it fits the theme, because I'm gathering this very formal wear, classic kind of vibe, but it's just not interesting enough for me. I'm going to give it a 3.5. Ooh, Janelle Monáe, baby. Tom Brown is doing bits, actually. Like, he's done Jenna, he's done Olivia. Janelle Monáe, this is a silhouette. This is a moment, right? This is very her. This is very fun. This is so futuristic and like thinking about like a fun concept in terms of like silhouette. Super fun, and like taking this formal wear concept, amplifying it by like fucking 100 and giving us something really cool. I actually really like this. Yeah, I'm going to give her a 9.5. I really, really like it. There's literally nothing I'd change. The side of the head thing's a little bit interesting, but I think that's almost their take on like this bow tie sort of situation, trying to turn that into somewhat of a headpiece. So like I don't really have a qualm there because I understand it. Yeah, you know what? I'm into it. No, Serena Williams, Alexis Ohanian in Gucci. Alexis, I'm sorry. No. Black suit and tie, I'm okay. Serena, this is not... It's not it. It's not it for me. Sorry, 2.5. Do you know what I'm thinking? The only thing I can kind of think is like, if anyone had to talk to her, she'd kind of like part them in the middle to talk to them. That's so funny to me. This is not the hippie parade, right? Oh, this is cute. Glenn Close and Erdem. Very cute. Love the collar. Fits the theme. Love the colour, actually. It's a nice change from just doing like your typical white dress. And it's a subtle change, but I think it really works. I also think it really complements her skin tone, because us red-toned bitches, like dustier, like toned down, like in saturation colours, like for example, this purple, this is definitely more of a lilac, works wonders for your complexion. So if you're red undertoned out there and you needed some advice, there you go. The dusty blue and like the pale blue is actually really working well with the more blushier look on the face. I'm going to give her a 5.5 or a 6, because I'm not wowed, but it's very cute. Ooh, okay, these two are doing the most. They're doing the most. I support it. Does it make for a cohesive look? In her case, no. His, I think, is almost better than hers. I love her, like, top half. I think from the waist up, this whole extreme, like, feather flower thing almost, she looks really cool. The rest of it is just a little bit lost on me, I think. Well, actually, I don't know. Because she's got a banging body. You know what? These two are kind of slaying a little bit. His is really cool. And I love the cape thing. Lil Nas X. The gays are going to give it to you. The gays are going to what? Give it to you. Right? If you want him futuristic and pushing the boundaries, the gays are the ones to do it, right? Now, don't get me wrong. He's not actually wearing an outfit. You know, like, he's not actually wearing a look. It's all just glitter and bejeweledness. I would have been really intrigued to see how this wore throughout the night, that's for sure. But I think the whole head thing is so fucking cool. He looks snatched. It's giving literally almost dance belt vibes. If you're a dancer, you'll know what I mean. It's giving dance belt, but just like bejeweled to filth. Not sure about if it fits the theme, but I don't really give a shit. It's kind of doing something wild, and I'm always going to support that. Or the only thing I think I'd change would be, I wish the boot was literally like clasped to his ankle. Like, I wish it was so slick, because then that would have just added to the whole thing. Like, it's kind of cutting me off at the ankle. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that was like skin tight on the ankle, that would have just like lengthened the line even more. But other than that, I think it's a pretty sickening look. Like I said, it's not really a look, but it's fun. If you're going to go to the Met, do something fun, right? And he has. Okay, I'm going to give him an 8.5 for that. Emily Ratajkowski? She always does something a bit off the wall, but almost a bit boring and like ill-fitting almost. But out of all her looks, this is definitely one of my favourites that she's served. It's just a bit meh. So I think I'm just going to give her a 5. Aubrey Plaza. Subtle. Not doing too much. Still kind of fun. I'm going to give her a 5. Oh. Vintage Chanel, Penelope Cruz. She's giving like a Disney princess, and I'm not sure if it's working. Disney princess's wedding. Like, imagine, oh my God, here we go. I've got a great vision for you here. Imagine in Encanto, fucking hell. Imagine Encanto, right? The girl who does the flowers, imagine she gets married. What's she wearing? This. Right? Michelle Yeoh. This is fun. She looks fucking gorgeous. The collarbones. The collarbones. She gets points for the fucking collarbones. The shoe. Oh my God, the boot. No, it's a fucking boot. It goes all the way up to the poos. She kind of served here. She kind of served. The silhouette's fun. This is how you do like kind of like a more subtle, like not glitz and glam kind of take, but still give us something interesting visually. Oh, I really actually quite like this. The more I look at it, the more I'm living. 8.5 for Michelle Yeoh. Naomi Campbell, it doesn't seem like it's really for anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, she could have literally worn this dress anywhere. This is a no. Paloma, this is a no. I'm sorry, Paloma. It's a no. No. 2. I've given no 1s or 0s, though, so we're doing quite well here. Looks like some scrunched up cum tissue stuck to a dress. I'm not going to lie. Is that kind of brutal to say? I'm sorry, we're always in Pierce. This, once again, doesn't really seem like it's for anything. They could have realistically worn these anywhere. Hate the caging in the midriff. I understand why it's there, to try and give her a waist. Do I think it works? And do I think they could have done something different with it? Yes. I hate the caging. I'm not a caging fan. Don't cage anything. And in terms of Kate Moss, babes, we're not going to bed, right? You might be straight after. Might be past your best bedtime, but come on, give us something. No, I'm sorry, boring. I love you, and I loved you in Everything Everywhere All at Once, but it's just a bit boring. It's just a striped, boring suit. Sorry. Lizzo. This is definitely a step up from what she gave us last year. Other than actually, I don't know, because the only thing I didn't really like last year was the actual dress itself. Loved the cape and everything, and she looked gorgeous. I'm not loving the way these pearls are falling. Like, these stripes aren't really working because obviously, like, they're on the tits, so of course they're gonna like jumble a little bit. I don't necessarily think it's flattering on her. Don't like the boot either. Ooh, sorry, Lizzo. This is gonna be a 4.5. I'm bored. Ooh, I quite like this. Once again, it's very, very, very understated, but I do have time for this side plunge tit almost action. But it kind of looks like she's getting ready to eat and she's put a napkin round her head. Do you know what I mean? I'll give her a 5. Whoa, okay, wait a minute. Okay, Alton Mason, I don't know who you are, sir, but you're giving something. Now, I'm not fond of, like I said this last year, I'm not fond of, like, the random, like, bunches of things, like the applique almost vibe, like the, I don't even know, whatever. I'm not really into that. So I definitely think this is, like, if this was, like, all sheer or all, like, still lacy, but, like, a bit more oh, wait! No, because this is definitely a play on, like, a wedding gown. Isn't it? Like, with the veil and shit. Definitely a play on the wedding gown. I'm assuming the thing that it's holding is almost meant to be like a bouquet. Actually, I take everything back that I just said. I actually kind of live for it. And especially live for it now that I know kind of where they were going, for sure. The only thing is, yeah, just the bunched up appliques. They kind of irritate me. But other than that, the silhouette, the whole play on the whole bridal thing, I'm here for. I'm going to give him a 7.5. No, once again, could have been worn anywhere. No. Oh. Bella Ramsey. I like it. It's not my favourite, but I think it's interesting for her to have done. Does that make sense? I do like this very, like, outlining the whole suit thing in white. I think that's kind of cool. I'm going to give her a 5. Bad Bunny. He looks great. I mean, he always looks great. It's fucking Bad Bunny, right? The suit is well made. I like that it's in white. I do just wish we'd, like, maybe just made the suit out of that fabric, because that would have been really fucking cool. No, stop what you're fucking doing, Brad. Shut up. I saw the back of this and he slayed me. I love it. The back really just did bits. I'll be putting the picture on the screen, I'm sure. It's everything. Ignore what I was saying. I'm not sure what I scored him, but it's like 9.5. So. FKA Twigs at the Met? Okay, girly. I'm afraid I don't live for your dress, but I support that you're there. Right? I'm just not sure what's going on. Mary J. Blige. I hate that the boots and the dress texture, like the colouring, doesn't match. Because obviously the dress was made out of like this like skin tone-esque underlayer. And the boots are in a black underlayer. Hate that. Just make them all match. Jeremy Pope in Balmain. Okay, so this is going a bit literal, which is not usually my vibe. So I'm trying to take away the fact that we've got Karl Lagerfeld's head just stamped on this fucking cape, right? I'm trying to take away that. Because other than that, I love the whole vibe of what we're wearing and the actual cape itself. I think it's fucking sick. And like the neckline is really cool because it's more of like a typical, like I said, if we're going by the binaries, more of a feminine neckline. But I think he's working it. The hair is cool. He looks really cool. I don't live for the fact that we've just stamped his head on this cape to make it more interesting. For me, what would have been more interesting is if it was just plain, to be quite honest. But that's just me. Tiana Taylor. This is cool. I will just say that I think the material is almost teetering psychedelic. But I actually think I kind of like that about it. Her body looks incredible. Like the V, are you joking? She looks snatched. Once again, it's more of like an interesting take on a suit, which I'm all here for. I love how they've stitched the skirt together. And then that kind of makes sense why it's like a part at the bottom, which obviously means that she'll be able to walk in it. I'm not fond of the shades or the fascinator net thing. We didn't need all that. I think if we just had like snatched face on top of all this, that would have been sickening. Oh, wait, but I'm understanding. Wait. I'm understanding why everyone's wearing sunglasses, because that was Karl Lagerfeld's thing. Like, his personal style was like glasses and suits and shit. Okay, I'm understanding the shades. Okay, I'm sorry if you've been screaming at me about the shades all this whole time, but we got there. Tiana Taylor, I actually really do live for this. I'm going to give you an 8.5. No, we brought a fucking throw from home. Leave it at home and just show me what you got underneath. Do you know what I mean? Because the suit actually does look kind of fun. But why are we covering it up? I don't know. 5. Oh. Elle Fanning. It's giving like nymph wedding. Which is very her vibe. So I'm going to give her a 4.5. Because it's true to her, you know? So this is boring. These kind of dresses are just kind of boring to me. Like, you're at the Met. These are the people, though, that just wanted to go and wear a pretty dress. And you know what? If I went to the Met, would I want to push the boat out? No, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. I'd want to make a statement. Because realistically, my thought is, you do something wackadoo and crazy, it gets people talking regardless. People either absolutely adore it or can't stand it. Either way, like, they're talking. Do you know what I mean? When you do this middle of the road thing, I'm not going to remember that. I'm not going to want to dwell on that. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm at. Now this silhouette, I'm going to be thinking about that for a while. And not in a good way. Okay? Ugh. Oh my God, Stephanie Hugh. I'm not sure how you say her second name. I'm so sorry. This is fun. Now, it's nothing on Michelle Yeoh. I'm sorry. Out of the Everything Everywhere All at Once cast, Michelle Yeoh's definitely taken it so far. Right? But once again, it's fun. For me, it's more just the texture of the dress that I don't like. The silhouette is actually quite cool, and I like how they've tied in the makeup. I think that's really cool. It's just the texture and the fabric that leads more tacky for me personally. I'm just not fond of like a big sequin like that. Oh, that looks like it hurts. That looks like it hurts, darling. Did you have fittings for this piece? This is sometimes it for me. Like, I wonder, like, did we actually go to a fitting for this? And did we go to more than one so they can actually change something about it? Because that looks like it hurts. It's digging in, babes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Robert 1. Ooh. I said this last year for, I'm not sure what her name is, but it was Penelope in Bridgerton. Said this for her look. And it was similar thing with, like, all this feather shit. I just think they did too much with it. Like, I almost think, like, do it on just the tits once again, or just the head once again. Because we've got a really cool gown going on here, but it's kind of overshadowed by this poof. But, I mean, I do actually understand that I'm somewhat contradicting myself, because I say do the most, but then I'm obviously critiquing the most. But this is kind of why we're here. Right, like I said, sometimes when you do the most, people are going to love it, people are going to hate it, right? I don't hate this, but I do just think they did the most, and I think they could have toned it down a tad, and it would have been a bit more successful, in my opinion. But let me have a drink, for fuck's sake. I swear this man just comes in just different printed fucking suits every fucking year. Why is he still here? She looks scary all the time, There's something about her face and the way her eyes move. She looks like she's like scary whenever I see her. Once again, I think the bottom could have been fitted a bit better. Like it's kind of bunching interesting at the bottom. But I do like this whole oversized bow tie kind of play. That's fun. Ooh, Kim Petras. Ooh, Kim Petras. I love that she's at the fucking Met Gala. Come on, girly, get it. Get the bag. I mean, they don't get paid. They have to pay to go, right? I actually think my favourite part of this whole look is probably the boot, which I'm not sure if was their intention. But I think it is. I think that's my favourite part of this whole look, to be quite honest, because I don't really know what's going on with the rest. I'm going to give her a 4.5. Jack, hello. I appreciate that it's not just a black suit, right? I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, God, tits and tits. Ben Platt always serves. Last year he served. This year, I mean, hello, it's a serve. Him and Anne Hathaway would have looked sickening together. I hope they took a picture together because, wow. Michaela Diamond. She did say tits. That she did say. Other than tits, it's a pretty basic purple dress. Ben Platt, I mean, for me, he's the stronger of the two. The corsetry man. Men can do corsetry and it can look sickening, right? I've said this and I'll say it again. It's just fact. Oh, I need to give them a score. She's going to get a 5 just because, like, it's kind of middle down the road. It's not offending me, but it's nothing to write home about. He's going to get a 7.5. Not as good as last year's, in my opinion, but... Well, actually, I don't know. I'm going to give him an 8. I'm not sure what I gave him last year. Anita. I like the shape. I love, like, the Aboriginal fucking one shoulder up here, one hip down there. I think that's kind of cool. Cool way of doing it. I like the pop of just white gloves. I think that was quite an interesting choice. Love the shoe. She looks good, man. She looks good. I like it. Once again, it's nothing to write home about. Like, I'm not sure I'll remember this. But I will give her a 6.5. Whoa! Jordan Roth and Scaparelli. Okay. They look fucking sickening. Right? This is a very cool concept. The whole ass fan as a top is really cool and it actually adds a really cool silhouette. I like that it's a shiny material also. That's kind of working. Wait. It's got shit on it. Oh, I don't like that as much now. It's got like the bow tie, the cap, the glasses. So like they're really... To be fair, I don't like it as much now that I've seen that, but... It's not totally turning me off because it's not like they've done that in a completely different colour so we can really see it. Like, you've got to really focus on what we're looking at to be able to see that. You know what I mean? So I wish they hadn't done it. I wish it was just like a plain fan. But I still have all the time in the world. And the makeup is really cool too. Like the pink on the brow bone, the red lip. I think it's kind of cool. Not sure what's going on with the hair. It's giving receding hairline, but you know what? Foreheads, let's go for it. I'm going to give them a 8.5. Who are you? Hello, body. She is beautiful. Yara Shahidi. I don't know who she is, but she looks gorgeous. But she's one of those people that could look gorgeous in literally anything. So that doesn't really say much about the garment, if I'm honest. The garment is giving very... made by children. Almost like Cleopatra-esque. Okay, moving on. I know I'm not scoring some of these, but it's just getting a bit monotonous if I'm honest. Hallie, oh, it's Hallie's first Met. It's quite fun. I do think that the textures are a lot. Like, it's a lot on the eyeballs, but I'm glad she did push it out there with the texture. So I don't hate the fact that we've gone with this texture. I would like to see more pictures, but I'll probably look after this because I can't be asked searching. The hair is a bit interesting. We've just got like a lot on one side and then like a little straggler on the other side. So once again, I think a few more images could be worth here. But I do, for a first Met, because I'm pretty sure it's a first Met. If it's not sure what that says about past looks. But I think for a first Met, this is quite a fun one to come out in. She didn't play it safe, that's for sure. And I just love Halle. I'm so excited for the Little Mermaid. Yeah, I'm just excited, man. I'm so excited for her. She's really on and up, and I'm so proud of her. I love to see it. I'm gonna give her a 7. See, look, this is exactly the thing that I don't like. Lily Collins, we've just got his name on a dress. For me, that just eliminates the whole purpose because, like, literally anyone, I could take a t-shirt and write Carl on it. Does that mean it's Met Gala worthy? I don't think so, right? Like, I'm not sure Anna Wintour would be too impressed by that. So it's just a bit like, unless you're going to have writing on a dress that says something that actually means something cool. Like Hailey Steinfeld a few years ago did one with some writing on, and it was like, no photos please, and obviously she was at the Met Gala, and it was stuff to do, it was like camp, I think, the year. And that was really cool because it was actually saying something interesting and like a bit more comedic. This is just his fucking name on a dress. I don't need it. I really don't need it. Like, don't put his head somewhere. Don't put his name somewhere. Bring the essence of. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not asking for you to just show us him. We're asking for the essence of what he brought to the fashion industry. Nah, sorry, Lily, no. Sydney. This is definitely better than last year's. Last year's, from what I remember, she looked really short and it was very plain. Definitely an up from last year, I can confirm. I actually think it's really cool. The black at the knee was a choice. But I think that's quite a cool way of like almost looking like they've tied this fabric on or something. Like it's kind of giving me like an extra layer there of like texture that I actually quite like. Not sure if black was the right choice, but like I said, like we are going this very formal bow tie thing, so it makes sense that it is in black, and it does tie into what we've got in the hair. She looks incredibly beautiful, but I mean, she's one of those people, like I've said for other people, they can look gorgeous in whatever. Out of everybody that's kind of served this like rosy, pinky tone, she's definitely done it the best, in my opinion. And like, out of all the people that have done like the like applique bunches, she's done it the most because they're not too big. Like, I don't mind them so much when they're like much smaller like this, like, and much more intricate. Like, it looks more expensive. Like, it looks like someone's just taken a bucket of crystals and just thrown it on her and it's just stuck. Do you know what I mean? I like the gradient of it. I actually really, really like this. And I know this is much more on the simple side, but I really think it actually quite works for her. And I also think for a height, because I don't think she's the most tall girly, I think for a height, this is really working. She looks incredibly beautiful. Like I said, quite simple. So I think for that, I think I'll give her an 8, which I think people might disagree with, but just because it is on the simpler side, but I think it's gorgeous. Ooh, Ashley Graham. That's fucking cool. Ashley Graham, that's fucking cool. She's giving us silhouette upon silhouette. She's giving us fun. She's giving us pink. She's giving us formal with a twist. She's giving us flower birthing. I really like this. I actually really like this. The hair is gorgeous. She looks incredible. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot. Like, the whole bottom bunchingness, like, I wish it was almost a little bit more, like, because it's kind of doing this. I kind of wish it was a bit more that. Does that make sense? Like, it's almost a bit too poofy. But other than that, she knocked it out the park. She's getting an 8.5. 8.5. Nope, sir, you look tired, darling. Did we not get enough sleep last night? No. Amanda, what are we going through? Amanda, what are we going through? This is not the picture for her. This is not the picture for her. They did a dirty with this picture because I'm not sure what's going on down here. But this is not the picture for her. No. The look is very interesting. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Take that as you will. Ooh, Maya Hawke. Ooh, Maya Hawke. Ooh, Maya Hawke. She's doing bits. This is cool. She's even modelling well. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people just stand there and look like a twat. She said, no, I'm going to give you the moment. I'm going to give you a ooh and a ah. Maya Hawke, this is cool. She looks so fucking cool. Like, this is how you do, like, a texture all over, but, like, really well. Like, I'm not sure what's going under... Like, I don't know what's going on underneath the coat. But... Slay. Slay and slay. I'm sorry, that's really quite cool. I'm going to give her a 9. I actually really like that, and I think a lot of it goes into how she's actually presenting it. Like, the shape she's giving is really cool. The hair, like, the over her eyes, like, bang. I typically kind of hate that because I just imagine how irritating it is. But she's really working it. I like it a lot because I almost think that kind of hairstyle leads a bit more grungy, and then this, like, stark white dress, but with this cool, like, oversized jacket thing. I think that's really cool. She's snapped for me. See, this is where I'm like, these were choices that we made for where we put these things. Like, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to do the tits and the fanny cover up, right? But then, and that would have been great and all fine. But why did we get these weird U-shaped dangly bits past the fanny? I see what they were trying to do. I'm not sure if it works for me, personally. So I'm going to give her a 4, but I do see what they were trying to do. Ice Spice. So why the camera? Does anyone know? Why the camera? The dress itself is very boring. It is what it is. Like, it's not the most exciting dress. The thing I'm focused on is the camera, and that's because I don't know why we're holding one. I guess because obviously all the cameras were on her. She's kind of been like, oh, well, let me take a picture of you. Maybe that's the tea. Sure. Emma! Ooh. Emma never misses, I will say this. And, like, she's quite rapidly become one of the fashion girlies that we can kind of count on serving a look. Last year, she didn't miss. This year, she definitely hasn't missed. A little bit more, like, on the toned down side, but I think it really suits Emma's style. And I think it's done really well because we've got, like, the raw hem, but not too much. Like, they've tried to give her shape without it being, like, weird caging. Like, we've got a bit of jeweling, like, within that, like the midriff, the sleeve. The sleeve thing where it goes past the fingertips, well, past the typical sleeve length. I love that. The chunky headband is giving very, like, 50s. I actually really like it. Mew Mew. Love the colour. Also, I think it really works for her. Has she almost dyed her hair red? Looks like it. I really like it. She's serving. The high slit, the low rise belt. She looks fucking cool. This is probably my favourite understated look, for sure. I'm going to give her a 9. Absolutely. And that's kind of it, guys. That's, like, all the... Like, I did skip quite a few, like, as we went, because obviously this was, like, time was ticking. I've been filming for, like, almost an hour and a half, and some were just, like, a bit repetitive, like, what do you say? So there is a few in there that I didn't speak about. But it's just because they didn't really give me much to say. Does that make sense? That's that. On that, who are my favourites? For sure, Doja Cat. Doja Cat takes it this year. Without a shadow of a fucking doubt. Doja Cat takes it. Let me know your favourite looks down below. If you're interested in this being like a yearly thing, because I love making these videos, then definitely let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to sit down every year and do this, because I've enjoyed doing it this year, and obviously last year I did it too. But yeah, with all that said, guys, I think I've got sweat patches, I'm not sure. Oh, I've got a mini one forming. So that's my cue to leave. But I love you all lots, and I'll see you soon with another video. And this is not typically my usual content, so if you've got to this point and you've enjoyed this video, maybe check out my channel and then consider subscribing. I'd love that. I'd love to have you here. And yeah, goodbye.